What's up guys, Cheetah here, and today I'm bringing you an achievement / platinum trophy walkthrough for Breakneck City. This game is published by eastasiasoft and it's developed by Renegade Sector Games, and you can pick it up on January 5th for a price of $9.99, and to get the full completion it'll take you around 20 to 30 minutes depending on your skill. You just have to defeat a total of 50 enemies, defeat 12 enemies with a weapon, and then collect a total of 12 health tokens and defeat the first 3 bosses. And overall the game isn't too hard since it gives you plenty of checkpoints, and you shouldn't have any issues if you follow along with this video. So this is an old school 3D beat 'em up, and the game also supports couch co-op. If you want to have a friend join you, it might make the game a little bit easier. So starting off, go ahead and start up a new game and pick whichever character you prefer, since it doesn't actually make a difference. And if you want, you can skip this first cutscene here by using the B button. Alright, so you can move around with the left stick, and you can punch by using the A button, and you can kick by using the X button, and you can jump by using the B button, and you can also do jump attacks by jumping and then kicking or punching while in the air, and you can also dodge attacks by using the right stick, which is very useful for avoiding enemies, and you can also dodge into poles, and you'll like swing on them, and it's very useful for taking out enemies since they can't hit you while you're swinging on the poles. So here you can see I dodged into the pole, and now I'm swinging on it. So basically, our objective is to make our way to the right side of the screen and take out the enemies so you can proceed to the next area. So here, again, I just recommend dodging onto the pole and just using that to take out the enemies so you don't take any damage. And after you defeat these enemies here, the little white barrier on the right side will disappear and you can head through. So go ahead and take the enemies out here. And then I'm actually just going to ignore the enemies in the next section, and we're going to use the little dodge technique to basically run past all of the enemies. So use your dodge technique and run past all of the enemies up here, head up the stairs, and then head over to the right side. And up here there's some health. If you're weak, you can go ahead and pick that up. And then you can jump over the little ledge here using the B button and drop down below, and we can fight these enemies here. So I personally like to just spam the A button to take the enemies out. So go ahead and take out these guys here. And after you take those guys out, you can make your way over to the right side, and there's going to be some more enemies over here that we can take out. And one of them also has a melee weapon, and again, there's an achievement for defeating a total of 12 enemies with a melee weapon. So once you take him out, use the Y button to pick up his weapon and make sure you get some kills with it. And again, once you take out these enemies, you can head over to the right side. And over here, there's going to be a big guy. And these big guys are pretty annoying since they take a lot of hits and they do a lot of damage to you. So personally, what I like to do for this guy is I like to line him up on this little staircase here. And I like to do jump attacks. So jump and punch, or you can jump and kick. It doesn't really matter. Just jump attack him right here. And if you have the melee weapon, it'll make it a little bit easier. And then from there, you can head through the door, pick up the health in the corner here, and continue taking out these enemies here. And right here, there's another guy with a melee weapon, so go ahead and take him out and get some more melee weapon kills. Alright, and after you take the enemies out, you can ignore these next enemies here and just dodge right past them, up the stairs, and make your way across the bridge. And down here, there's going to be some food that you can pick up. And then if you want, you can quickly head into this building here, and you can make your way upstairs. And it's kind of a dead end up there, and you can kind of use that as a defensive position. First, I went ahead and grabbed the health down there, and then I made my way upstairs. And now I'm basically just going to sit up here and spam the A button and take out all of the enemies as they walk towards me. And there's also another big guy in this section, and he's pretty annoying. So just when you see him, just try to do the jump attacks again. And after you take out all of the enemies, you can continue to the right into the next room, and this is actually going to be the first boss of the game, and thankfully he's pretty easy. Basically, he just does some attacks, and all you really have to do is just keep dodging and hitting him every once in a while, just like this. And if you die here, that's okay, since we just got a checkpoint in the last room. Alright, and after you defeat him, you should get the spinning wheel achievement slash trophy, and now we can move on to level 2. Alright, so starting off on level 2 here, we're going to have another big guy at the start, and personally I find it easier to kick him into the trash can over on the left side, and then you can easily attack him while he's in there. But if not, you can just do jump attacks and try to slowly take him out that way. And once you take him out, you can make your way into the room here on the right side, and there's going to be some enemies in here that you'll have to take out. And again, there's also going to be an enemy in here that has a melee weapon, so make sure you pick it up and get some kills with it. Alright, and in the next room here, I like to run all the way over to the corner on the right side of the room, and the enemies kind of line up for you. And also, there's some food here in the middle of the room if you're weak. So head over here to the corner, and all of the enemies will kind of line up for you, and you can use your melee weapon here to easily take them out. Be careful of the big guy. Again, do jump attacks or whatever you have to take him out. Alright, and in this next area here, over on the right side, you want to quickly run over to the right, and there's going to be some poles that you can swing on, and you can easily take the enemies out. So make sure you swing on the poles, that way you don't take any damage, and you can easily take out these enemies. And then again, after you take out all of these guys here, we're going to again head over to the right side, and there's going to be another pole that you can swing on, and there's also going to be some food over there. Alright, and in this next area here, I'm going to run up the stairs and head all the way over to the left side of the room, and there's going to be a little dead end over here that we can kind of use to our advantage, and all of the enemies will line up on our right side, and you can kind of just easily take them out. And after you take out a few of the enemies here, you'll get a checkpoint, and the door on the left side will open up, and you can head inside here. And this is going to be the second boss of the game. And basically, you can repeat the same strategy of the first boss. You can kind of dodge and get some attacks in, or if you're having trouble, you can kind of cheese him by kicking the chair into him, and he'll sit down, and you can get some free attacks in. But overall, it's not too hard, but if you are having issues, I recommend just using the chair. And after you defeat him, you'll unlock the Down Under achievement slash trophy, and you'll complete the second level. Alright, so starting off on level 3, I personally like to run all the way over to the right side, and eventually you'll reach a little dead end, and all of the enemies will kind of line up for you, and you can easily take them out. And eventually, after you defeat enough of them, the little white barrier over on the right side will disappear, and you can continue heading through. And once the white barrier is down, you can go ahead and ignore the rest of the enemies. We're going to quickly run through this next section and avoid all of the enemies. So head up the little ramp and then over to the left side, and then again up the stairs here. And you want to be careful because you can fall off. Make your way over to the right side here and continue following this little path here. And then you're going to need to jump across, and you can ignore these enemies here and just parkour your way across and make your way to the next room. And in this next area here, you should get a checkpoint, and you can make your way all the way over to the right side. And we're going to, again, kind of line up the enemies over on the right side of the room. And after you take out all of the enemies, you can make your way into the room on the right side, up the stairs. Alright, so this next section is pretty difficult, but thankfully there's a little green button over on the right side that we can punch, and that'll activate a little hook that will swing across and damage the enemies. So you want to dodge over to the right side, activate that green button, and then dodge all the way over to the left side, and basically just keep activating the green button, and that will damage the enemies for you. And as long as you're dodging, the enemies shouldn't be able to hit you. And in this room here, this is the first little Kung Fu enemy, the guy in the white robes. He does a lot of damage to you, and he has a ton of health. So basically what you want to do here is just keep dodging and activating the green button over and over again, and eventually that'll take him out, and we can move on to the next area. And once you take out all of the enemies, you should get a checkpoint, and then we can head over to the room on the right side. And there's going to be another black belt enemy in here, and these guys are pretty hard to take care of. So if you want, you can kick him and then dodge over to the left and just keep doing that over and over again. Or if you're lazy, you can just use the green button in here and use the hook to take him out. And there's also some food in the next room over here, so it's okay if you take some damage. Alright, so once you take him out, head over to the right side and pick up the health. And this next room here was the hardest part of the game for me. I died a lot here, but thankfully I figured out a strategy to make this section a lot easier. So you want to position your character kind of where I have mine, and we're going to kick the enemies off the ledge here in front of us. So you want to use the X button and kick the enemies off the ledge just like that there, and that'll make this section a whole lot easier. So this part's pretty hard since there's a lot of big guys and some black belts, as well as a lot of enemies, but thankfully, if you just kick them off the ledge here, it makes this section a whole lot easier. Alright, and now there's just one enemy left. He's up here on the staircase, so head up here, go ahead and take him out, and you can head into the room on the right side. And we're basically at the very end of the game here, so go ahead and take this enemy out, and then head over to the right side. And in here, we're going to get a little cutscene or whatever, and there's going to be an enemy with a gun that's going to spawn, so make sure you dodge his bullets and go ahead and take him out. And after you take that enemy out, if you want, you can go ahead and pick up his gun, and you can use it on the boss here over on the right side. So head in here. This is going to be the third and final boss of the game. Well, not the final boss, but the final boss that we have to defeat for the achievements. So head in here, go ahead and take this guy out. He's basically just like any other boss. You just have to dodge his attacks and just keep punching him every once in a while. And he's pretty easy. I honestly think he's easier than the second boss. But Eventually, after you take him out, that'll unlock the Working Man achievement slash trophy. And again, if you die, we have a checkpoint in the previous room. So don't worry, go ahead and take him out, and that should be your full completion. So that's going to do it for the commentary. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on the video if it was helpful. And please consider subscribing for more guides just like this if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time. I'd also like to give a special shout out to my Patreon supporters, ChanSpanG1, TimG84, Cursed Souls, and PhazoPrimePirate. And I'd also like to give a special shout out to my first legend supporter, Nico no Nioi. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.